A heartbreak or losing a loved one is one of the most hardest. Our great teacher, Supreme Buddha said, so there are some ways that you can get over this sorrow. Well, first of all, I must say, a heartbreak or losing a loved one is one of the most hardest experiences that a human can undergo, right? Because we have that mental bond and mental attachment within people. When that mental attachment is broken, we start to suffer, we start to cry, and we start to wail. So, there are some ways that you can get over this sorrow. So, there are some ways and things that we can do to heal ourselves. But remember, this healing process takes time. It's like a wound, right? Wound is not healed in a day or 2 days or 3 days. It takes time, right? So, we have to be in a constant process of healing that wound. So same goes with a heartbreak. So what we can do to heal our heart from a heartbreak? Number one, if you need to cry, it's okay to cry. Remember that. Because crying is one of the most natural way. So if you need to cry and if you need to remove and release that pressure that is building inside, then it's not a problem of shedding a tear. Number two, you can find a person who you can share your pain and who you can share the sorrow and the pressure that is building inside you. Find a person who keep listening to you without saying anything, without giving many advice to you. Find a person who you can share your pain that is building inside. And number three, this is the most important thing that you need to practice. Our great teacher, Supreme Buddha said, Sabbehi me piyehi manapehi nana bhavo vina bhavoti abhinnang pacchavikitappa. Remember, true love will never break your heart. True love, when you love someone truly, if that person leaves you, you will never be heartbroken. But if you become attached to that person, and that attachment is the thing that breaks your heart. That is why Buddha said attachment brings the suffering to your life. So remember, true love will never break your heart, but the attachment does. And also, remember, I told you, heartbreak is like a wound. Remember, if you need to heal this wound, you need to decrease the amount of touching it, right? Now, I don't say that you need to forget the person, right? You cannot forget the person, but you can reduce the amount of attention for those past thoughts. Because when you're alone, right, after a heartbreak, after a breakup, when you're alone, right, you're thinking about the moments and the things that happened in the past. The more you think about those things, the more you will be frustrated and the more you will be sad. So what you have to do, reduce the amount of attention that you are giving to that kind of thoughts, right? Constantly. And with the time, it will fade away, right? So you don't try to stop the thoughts, but let the thoughts to fade away from your life. And keep this in your mind. Whatever the terrible situation that you are going through in your life, it is going to be changed one day. because none of our life experiences are permanent, right? Every experience, every tough situation, every happy time, and every experience that we face in our own life are impermanent. They will change with the time. So remember, you're going to heal one day. You're going to be okay one day, right? Remember what our great teacher Supreme Buddha taught. One day, we all have to be separated from every loving person around us. So we have a short time in this life, so we have to give our fullest love to these people around us and expect nothing from this world, because our expectations will make us suffering. So remember that when you are heartbroken, cry, forgive, learn from your experiences, and let your tears water the seeds of your future happiness. Namo Buddhaya.
Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka